Good evening and welcome, good afternoon and welcome to the third and final match of the group stages of the 2025 CAF Women's Champions League in Group A. We're here at the Suez Canal Stadium in Ismaila with weather conditions far improved since match day 2, 26 degrees and 35% humidity. Exceptional conditions for an exceptional fixture. ASFAR, the decorated Moroccan champions and previous winners of this competition, well, not of last year's edition, but they have done so in the past, are forced to win against an already eliminated yet highly motivated 15 de Agosto if they're to contest for the top of the group. ASFAR currently sit in second place, tied on points with group leaders and hosts representatives FC Mazar, yet are separated by goal differential. ASFAR drew with the Cairo-based club 0-0 on match day 1 and then went on to defeat USFASA Bamako 2-0 thanks to dead ball situations. Also, as well as a defensive masterclass in which their goalkeeper, Erermichi, only had to make one save. Here the camera pans on the woman of the match on match day 2 of ASFAR, Erudani, who won't be playing this afternoon. She did pick up a knock and, by no surprise, is watching from the stands. Surely wishes she could be participating, the dedicated set piece taker. But on match day 2, it was Redouani who converted from the penalty spot, the Moroccan fullback who is on the starting lineup today, as well as a free kick headed in by super sub Safa Banouk, who also is starting today. The former champions of the Women's Champions League need at least a draw to qualify, yet their manager Mohamed Amin Alioua has expressed the team absolutely must win. Qualification to the knockout stage is of the utmost importance, and getting to the next round would mark their 5th successive appearance in the semifinals, the most of any team. In their way is 15 de Agosto, whose will to win stems from a very different source, having lost both their previous encounters here in Egypt. The newcomers to the Women's Champions League did not have the cutting edge to pick up any points, aiming to not only improve on their performances but also on their results. The side managed by head coach Barthélémy Bouad wish to bow out of this competition with their head held high. As much as a 2-1 defeat to USFASA Bamako on match day 1 was a tight affair, the 5-0 loss to FC Mazar on match day 2 was about as one-sided as it could be, not helped by the expulsion in the early minutes of their captain, Cecilia Akenengonyo. Also absent are 2 key players out to injury, Obiang, their number 9, and Ensem Wome, the deputy captain, also not even sitting on the bench this afternoon. But with concentration and fuel to leave Egypt with a mark, we can expect 15 de Agosto to give it their very best shot, making for this fixture one you won't want to miss. For ASFAR, eyes will surely also be on the other match being played at the very same time in October Gardens at the Right to Dream Stadium between USFASA Bamako and FC Mazar. But with history on their side, the Moroccan side would surely wish to repeat a victory in their final group game. They did so in their last 3 editions. In 2022, they defeated Determined Girls. In 2023, AS Monde. And last year, UWC Ladies, all by 2-0 scorelines. If FC Mazar are to win, however, goal differential will be what separates the two sides. FC Mazar put a very heavy scoreline on 15 de Agosto. That 5-0 result put them in the driving spot, really, going into match day 3. But USFASA Bamako, also with everything to play for, will look to push for victory. 15 de Agosto, the side from Akonibe and the Guinea Equatorial, or Equatorial Guinea, are playing for pride and honor and to represent their nation. A young club founded in 2011 that made their debut in the Women's Champions League this year. Lots of lessons to take away. Perhaps lacked a little bit of that experience in match day 2 when they picked up a red card in the early minutes. Things were going so well for Barthélémy Bouad's players. And now, a chance for redemption for 15 de Agosto. As for ASFAR, a chance to qualify to the next stages. As the two sides come out to the song and anthem of the CAF. Both sides on the pitch, the 22 players alongside the officiating team, all have arrived for match day 3 of Group A, the final group stage match before we get to the knockout stages, the semifinals, which will be played next Tuesday on the 18th of November. ASFAR and their classical colors of red, black, and green, taking on Kintosoto de Agosto of Equatorial Guinea. The referee of this encounter, Seonyetseng Joyce Cheve. Kintosoto de Agosto, wearing their red kits, will be attacking from right to left for their final outing in this Women's Champions League. Hasn't gone as expected or as hoped. And here's the starting 11 put in place by Mohamed Alioua, Eren Michi, Rabat, Aidelaj, Benzina, the back three, Mauna, Lamari, the holding midfielders. Redouanoui El Madani gets her first start of the tournament. Captain Najat Badri in that 10th position behind the two forwards, Safa Banouk and Sanam Soudi. Important to note, 5 players are on yellow cards. If they were to pick up a second, they would miss out on the semi-final through suspension. So have to be careful from a disciplinary standpoint, the players on the pitch for the club from Rabat. Kintosoto de Agosto coming against one of the most consistent clubs in women's African football in ASFAR. They are no stranger to these occasions. It's their 15th appearance. The referee, Seonyetseng Joyce Cheve, shall be assisted by Sakina Alpha, as well as Bianoroz Tomikizwa. And the line, as well as fourth official, Ansino Twanyanyukwa of Namibia. The video assistant refereeing room, Leticia Viana and Karine Fomo, the assistant. Video assistant referee played a very big part in Kintosoto de Agosto's last match. A 4-4-1-1 formation put in place by Barthélémy Brouade. Ogun in goal again. Enzo Chama is wearing the captain's armband today in absence of 2 captains who are out. Ejang Mokui, Nzong Zhang, and Ndongse. And Ban Chama, the goal scorer, Baita Msa, Njale, Njelingwele, Mivan Kolo, the midfielders. And then Flora Kameni and Brunella Ornella Beulu Trijang leading the lines up front. The offensive inspiration surely will come through the wingers of number 7 and number 11, Ana Mariam Banchama and Raisa Mvimva Nkolo. 2 players that shined in the qualifiers. To get to this tournament, as the camera pans on Mohamed Alioua, the head coach, as well as Barthélémy Brouade, the head coach of Kintosoto de Agosto. Wasn't happy after match day 1, saying his side didn't play their usual game on match day 2. Was disappointed, to say the very least, with the result. And now he believes his players are motivated as ever to play for honor. And we are off here in Ismaila under this November sun. It's Kintosoto de Agosto attacking from right to left, ASFAR of Rabat, Morocco attacking from left to right. It's already recovered by ASFAR. ASFAR, who have previously won this tournament in 2022, but last year reached the final in their own country, losing out 1-0 to the tout-puissant Mazembe. That was played in El Jadida. Their sights are firmly set on improving on last year's edition. Searching already for Safa Banouk. Of course, there was a change in the starting 11 leading up to the match commencing. It's Sanam Soudi, who appeared to perhaps have injured herself in the warm-up. She isn't starting. It's instead Yoron Nyami, the forward from Benin. You see wearing her number 24, chasing after the ball and helping her side win a throw in enemy territory. Quick to take it is Hanan Aitelaj, the fullback who's had an eventful opening 2 match days and starting yet again. Here's Aziza Rabat. Noelia Benzina. Rabat again, making her first start of the competition, her first appearance in this competition. Headed onward by Doal Madani. Helped towards Yoron Nyami, who had a little bit of space inside of the box, but her low cross didn't meet its final destination. Captured by Diane Ogun safely, whose punt finds an ASFAR player. The opening 3 minutes, it's a bit of a cruising pace. ASFAR firmly in control of possession, but haven't injected quick passing just yet. Observing their opponents. Perhaps the strategy will also be to take advantage of that high line put in place by Quinte de Agosto, which was working quite well against FC Mazar until it wasn't. And they picked up that red card. Cecilia Kenyengono having to leave her teammates just after about 10 minutes in the match. From that moment, it was always going to be an uphill battle, but could they have expected it to go as badly as they did? Not so sure. The side from Akonibe conceded 1 goal before the end of the first half, but the second half was a complete catastrophe. Banouk is found. She's back to goal. Can play with her teammates. And tripped is Anissa Lamari, the former Paris Saint-Germain player, playing her first experience outside of Europe. The French-born Moroccan international. Great technique, rolling over the ball, showing her opponent a little bit of it, and then glossing it away. And so it's the captain, Najat Badri, overlooking. Speaking of fouls, it's Najat Badri who was fouled 6 times on match day 2 against Oussassa Bamako. Most of any player in that game. So it's either Lamari or Badri to take it. It's Lamari, it's met. Oh, and you could hear all the frustration. Safa Banouk's reaction resonated around the stadium. Would have loved to have scored after 5 minutes. So good from set pieces, as is ASFAR. El Madani brings it back. Titan Alaj, and ASFAR reset. Searching for that killer pass, and it comes. Anissa Lamari. This already breaks a couple. It broke the first line, but the defensive one did well. It's a quick give and go with the throw, and Lamari skips away from one. Perfectly timed slide tackle from Ejang Mukui. And they've won a corner, ASFAR, insisting on that left side, finding success with the combinations, especially of Anissa Lamari. Very difficult to deal with so far. The throw-in was in her stride and just got her foot to it before the fullback. Ejang Mukui doing well to block the shot as well. Oh, it's a little bit chaotic inside of Quinte de Agosto's box. But they've managed to escape unscathed, at least for the time being. It's a great play from Anissa Lamari again. She's stirring trouble, the number 23. Clearance doesn't have that much distance to it. Participate in the conversation in this match with the hashtag CAF WCL 2025. Share your thoughts and opinions on all the matches going around Group A. Of course, as a reminder, FC Mazar are taking on USFAS of Bamako at this very same time in Cairo at the Right to Dream Stadium. It's a crucial encounter between two sides that are playing for qualification. A defeat to FC Mazar, accompanied by a point picked up by ASFAR, would eliminate the hosts. That would be one of the largest shockwaves of this tournament so far, but there's also a reality where ASFAR don't qualify either. If they're defeated today and USFAS pick up any points, ASFAR will be at risk of elimination. This is good from Quinte de Agosto. In possession, deep in ASFAR's half. It's Mibui. It's won back by Batamasa. Bit of a dangerous and reckless challenge. Grabbing her foot is Anissa Lamari, who's been at the center of so many events in this match so far. Mibui receiving just a stern talking to, nothing more. Escapes the booking. Bit of a wild challenge from Mibui. Does get a touch on the ball. That's on this tell on the replay, but studs were showing. She claims she didn't touch Anissa Lamari. Oh, the give and go opportunity was perhaps there, but it's well timed in the end. No offsides. Quinte de Agosto building up from the right. The cross doesn't have the accuracy. But deft timing in the pass into the path of Banchama. The forward representing Equatorial Guinea. She'll be one to look out for the rest of this match as well. Sent out for a throw-in by Ejang Mukui. That's what you call no-nonsense defending. So there is a bit of an update in the match taking place in Cairo. It's 1-0 in favor for Ousfasa Bamako. So as things stand, it would mean that ASFAR are provisionally eliminated and Ousfasa Bamako would be in first place. So that does change things. Pushing to get the opener. Well defended by Kintosoto de Agosto. Benzina and referee Chefe blow her whistle for stoppage. So Avelina down on the pitch. Avelina, who's started this tournament initially as a substitute, came on for Japa Mogai. See it again. The cross was good. It was well worked by Aitelaj. A lot of curl to it. With a lot of bravery, Avelina contested the header. Did more than that. Prevented Yoron Nyami from getting a clean contact on it. Good to see her back on her feet, Avelina, the 21-year-old defender, former Hurricanes FC player too. She'll be able to resume play. High foot, dangerous position from Aziza Rabat. Bit surprising, given all the experience of Aziza Rabat. She's won 28 titles during her days with ASFAR. She's been at the club since 2012. A true institution. She's given away a free kick, and Kintosoto de Agosto retained possession until another player with exceptional experience, Badri, gets involved. Najat Badri, how impressive has she been this tournament? Worked so hard. So if Ousfasa Bamako hold on to their victory against FC Mazar, it would actually be FC Mazar who are eliminated, and ASFAR, if they hold on to this draw, would get to the next round. Checking her run was Lamari, but initially she's found. One touch helped on to Redouani. Lamari and Redouani combining well. You could start to see the patterns of play. Not too many variations for ASFAR. Again, they're starting to mimic the system put in place by FC Mazar on match day 2. It's those long balls over the top of the defensive high line, but they do have such pace. Kintosoto de Agosto and recovering well. And with 11 against 11, it's not the same as with 10 against 11. Kintosoto de Agosto are a very solid side. Their road to qualification wasn't easy. They won the Unifac qualification tournament, overcoming experienced teams such as AC Colombe and Blois FC. And they've weathered another wave of offensive and can now transition to attack. It's already retrieved by ASFAR. The Moroccan Giants struggling to work their way into the box. A little bit of frustration there from Yoron Yami, the Beninese forward who signed from fellow Moroccan club Ittihad Tanger. No foul there, the defensive intervention. Can the Moroccans build? Short passing. Kintosoto de Agosto not pressing high, allowing for Aziz Rabat space to move up, pick her teammate. And Madani. Fortunate bounce. Falls into the path of Nyami. Falls to ground. And picks up a free kick. In a very interesting position. That's better for Yoran Gami. All her experience showcasing there. Patiently dribbling, keeping close control of the ball. Making sure that any little touch would result in a free kick. And now, ASFAR are invited to send a cross into the box. The Equatorial Guinean side in 15 de Agosto have to be alert. Surely they're aware that ASFAR's both goals were from set pieces on match day 2. They're 2 and only goals. The cross comes in. It's in a dangerous area. And the ball just goes wide. In the end, Nuela Benzina was found inside the space. Completely forgotten at that back post. The cross had a lot of whip to it. And Benzina almost had to improvise her finish. As if she saw it very late. Didn't generate power or accuracy. She should have done a lot better there. It's a scooped pass, and El Madani's chested control doesn't help ASFAR in their offensive ambitions. But ASFAR seem to be learning, getting a little bit more information as they pin 15 de Agosto into their own half. Nyami again, positive offensive outlet. And she's now won a free kick again. Nyami growing in influence in this match. The player who is starting for the injured Sanam Sudi. A last-minute change made, surely due to injury. Sanam Sudi, one of the most creative outlets for ASFAR in this match. Well, in this tournament, unable to play in this match. It's another free kick for the Moroccan champions. The offensive armada of ASFAR. Can it get started with the free kick? It's well defended by 15 de Agosto. Danger extinguished for now. But no clearance just yet. Physical 50-50 duel. Paul Mishmawina, her long ball intercepted by Jang Mokui, who has showcased it once, now twice. She's willing to boot the ball out for a throw-in whenever there's a sniff of danger. Benzina. Oh, it's helped on into the space. Behind the back of the defense, there's a little bit of confusion, but 15 de Agosto recover well. Excessive use of force by Anan Aitalaj, and that'll do a lot of good for 15 de Agosto so they can breathe a little bit better, at least for now. When ASFAR turn up the heat, it's true it becomes hard to bear, but 15 de Agosto resisting beautifully so far. ASFAR really are an offensive armada in the women's domestic championship last year. They finished with 10 points more than RS Berkane, had 0 defeats, and a 98+ goal differential. They were a class above. They also finished undefeated in the UNAF qualification tournament, which featured FC Mazar, ironically. Both sides also in the same group in this Women's Champions League edition. Good tackling, timely, and some distance to it, but Flora Carmeni hasn't been able to express herself at all, the number 13 for 15 de Agosto. It's one thing that they could perhaps improve upon in this performance is, oh, their forwards aren't being found. That isn't the case for ASFAR. It's kept alive by Nyami El Madani. It's a valiant defensive performance from 15 de Agosto, but ASFAR are picking on this defense. They haven't forced a save from Diane Ogun yet, but it's imminent. Aitelaj, her cross is deflected. And the clearance from Avelina. Wins the corner kick for ASFAR. And then Aitelaj, it's her third spell at the club. Playing with all the drive of a new signing, trying to prove herself. The cross never was in bounds. It's poorly taken by Doyle and Madani. Doyle Madani getting her first start of the tournament. Has picked up minutes, but only from off the bench. Last season, she was the top goal scorer of the Women's Champions League. For now, her counter still remains at 0. Throw in one for 15 de Agosto. That's cheered on by the supporting cast on the bench. Every meter earned is a victory for 15 de Agosto. It feels as if their game plan is also to contest the clearance. Yet again, it's Beolu Trijong cutting the delivery, cutting that pass. Just frustrating their opponents, and perhaps eventually they'll be able to serve Flora Kameni or Beolu Trijong in an offensive situation. As for now, they haven't been able to transition from great defense to positive offense. But if there were questions regarding their motivations going into this match, the opening 25 minutes have already provisionally answered. 15 de Agosto are not going to lay down and roll out the red carpet for ASFAR. On the contrary, they're playing with a lot of motivation and movement, but they've perhaps been caught out here. ASFAR did well to attract players to the ball carrier while there was a run in the back. La Marie's happy feet, she's brought down, calls for a penalty. The referee Chefe remains far from blowing her whistle. And that marks an end to that sequence of very positive play for ASFAR. And they have to start again. Robbed in the midfield, but turned over far too easily. 15 de Agosto, it's as if their offensive plan is about inexistent as can be. As much as they are disciplined defensively, they're not able to transition as smoothly and seamlessly. It's almost begrudgingly that they launch the ball towards the defensive line and hope something miraculous happens, but as far as defenders are playing reliably. Here's Rabat. Benzina. Noela Benzina, who missed perhaps the best chance of this match earlier on from a set piece. Strong clearance from the captain, Constanzia. And now perhaps this is what they were looking for. Seems as if it was, but unfortunately, imprecise passing. Quinta de Agosto, they have numbers now, finally. Scuffed clearance. Doesn't have any negative consequences. Just the ball falls into the box of Ermici. The 2022 best goalkeeper of the CAF Women's Champions League, who we haven't had to see express her abilities in this match so far. Didn't have to do so on match day 2 either. Only had to make 1 save. The tempo of the match has gone down a little bit. Quinta de Agosto, credit to them, have really muzzled ASFAR's creative spirit in the last 10 minutes or so. Outside of the dead ball situations, they've not been shaken or disturbed too much. Here's Badri. Short pass of Mauna. ASFAR holding on to possession, but when it comes to delivering that final pass, are struggling. Throw in one, courtesy of the run made by Raisa Mvankolo with the ball at her feet. Raisa Mvankolo, the Cameroonian forward who scored 3 goals in the qualifiers. She's brought down, and now she's won a free kick for her side. Great work over the last few minutes by Mvankolo. Back to Aitanaraj. Twirls around her. And while she was attacking the open space, tripped up. A very simple free kick to give. And now, after being forced to defend for the better part of this last 29 minutes, Quinta de Agosto are offered an opportunity to send a ball into the box. It's the in-swinging cross. It's lofted in, not cleared out well. Oh, and the driven volley. It's as if she struck it sweetly. Mbanchama on the outside of the box. Well, just at the edge of the box. Seems as if her body positioning was all right. I mean, really, she did strike the ball properly, just the accuracy was all off. She must be disappointed. Ana Maria Mbanchama. She does have high expectations for her own performances, and she has been recognized for her performances. Nominated for CAF Player of the Year 2025. Oh, that's much better from Anana Iteraj. Clever use of her skills. Let's see it again. Mvankolo knew nothing about where the ball was there. Nothing malicious about the challenge, but just evidence of skill winning over speed. Elaj, yet again. Doesn't go for the long ball. Bit of a miscommunication with their teammate before. ASFAR have to remain cool-headed. Plenty of football left to be played in this match. And if they are drawing, their qualification is in the bag, but they'll be in as things stand. It's Ousfas of Bamako who would clinch first place. Well, FC Mazar would bow out of the competition alongside 15 de Agosto in Group A. Manager Mohamed Amin Alioua off of his bench to reassert a little bit of his authority over the players here. Mustn't be too pleased with how they've been playing since the last 15 minutes, and now they almost opened a window for Mba Nchama, sending across. Zineb Redouani on the case. But 15 de Agosto blocking so many of those clearances, well positioned to deal with the through balls as well. It's been a fine showing from a side already eliminated. Truly playing with nothing left to lose, and they are still in it. Barthélemy Blouad, the manager of 15 de Agosto. Very vocal. He doesn't believe that's a free kick, and you could hear him disputing the decision made by referee Nchefe. Believes that it was all ball. Let's have a look at the replay. So throw in from Aitelaj. The follow through of the elbow of Ramona Miboui. She does catch Safa Banouk, the high flying goal scorer on match day 2. She's back up to her feet, Safa Banouk, the forward who has an excellent goal-scoring ratio. Didn't find the back of the net in the qualifications, the UNAL. But she scored in the Women's Champions League already. Can she be found again? A little bit of blood on her nose, but clearly the victim of a foul there. And 15 de Agosto have a big challenge now again. It's no surprise to anyone, any follower of African women's football, how good ASFAR are from the dead ball situations. It's Badri, quality cross yet again. It's into the mix. And the looping header crosses over the byline without forcing Diane Ogun to make a save. Diane Ogun, who joined 15 de Agosto just before the UNIFAC qualifiers. Didn't finish match day 1, came off at the 51st minute after collision with their own teammate. Oh no, it wasn't with their own teammate, excuse me. That was on match day 2 that there was a collision between two 15 de Agosto teammates. No, on match day 1, she came off with an injury after colliding with Keita of Ousfas Bamako. It was a substitute goalkeeper that conceded twice. Souakatou Alassane. Struggling to hold on to possession there. Another attempt of skill by Anana Aitelaj. Went for the nutmeg. She really does have a lot of confidence with the ball at her feet, Aitelaj. She's recovered well since missing her penalty on match day 1 against FC Mazar. One-touch football from 15 de Agosto. There's space on the right. If they can find a an accurate pass. They waited a little bit too long, and Redouani had the time and the wherewithal to reposition herself perfectly. As for the Moroccan champions, surely they should go back to what was working in the first half, in the early minutes of the first half. It's building on that left side through Lamari. That's where they found the most success. Oh! Yami powering inside of the box. Isn't able to be brought down. And using everything, every limb possible. And within the rules of the game, 15 de Agosto block Yonon Yami, who is trucking through. As the camera pans on Sinfarosa Eyang and Geman Chama, the team delegate of 15 de Agosto. A lot to be pleased with in this performance from the Equatorial Guineans. It's a ball over the top. Lamari pickpocketed. They must break out with pace. 15 de Agosto. Oh, the pass is well timed. She's on an offside position. Meven Kolo, one-on-one. Recovery in the nick of time. Offside call comes late. Meven Kolo went all the way. So had she even scored, it would not have been allowed. Let's have a look at it again. This is promising from 15 de Agosto, showcasing their ambitions. Not exactly sure she was in an offside position. It was close. Perhaps video assistant referee would have had to look over it had the ball found the back of the net. It's Aziza Rabat, the last defender, who seemed to be the one. Oh, the ball's going to keep rolling out. And Safa Banouk late to challenge Diana Ogun, who is very quick off of her line. She had a lot of distance to cover, Diana Ogun, the goalkeeper. Did so well because the pass from El Madani kept curving away. And Banouk did not hold back. Noëlla Benzina. Rabat shifts play to the left and tasks Redouani to create something. But it's bolted, the door is bolted shut by 15 de Agosto in the middle. It's been a landmark defensive performance from 15 de Agosto in this first half, showcasing their values and principles, playing with everything they have, their heart united. No viciousness either. No yellow cards for either side in this match. It's been a clean opening half with 5 minutes of regulation time left to be played. Surely Sonia Tseng Joyce Shepe won't have to add too much in stoppage time. For ASFAR, we've just not seen enough explosivity. Oh, but perhaps El Madani can be explosive. El Madani bursting into the box. Is there a penalty? The whistle was blown. It's unclear whether it's for a penalty or an offside. Sonia Tseng Joyce Shepe, the referee from Botswana, has to make the biggest decision of the match so far. Oh, it's a complete mess made by Avelina. And then El Madani sensed that there was a window for her. Benzina's long searching pass, scuffed clearance, and then El Madani was grabbing on the kid, so Not sure there's enough for... It's hard to decide what... It's hard to interpret what Sonia Tsengjoy-Chefe saw. Clearly, there was a challenge by Avelina, who was late inside of her own box. So the penalty is the right call. And just like that, thanks to a bit of explosivity by Doha Al Madani, that's exactly what was missing. It was the 20-year-old took her responsibilities, sensed the danger, a lack of, perhaps an error in concentration from Avelina. And they may be paying the full price because it's Najat Badri puts the ball to the spot. For ASFAR, this is one of their strengths. They've picked up 3 penalties in their last 3 matches. Each game they've earned a penalty. And there's no denying the legitimacy of this one. Doha Al Madani, great work serving her team. And the side from Rabat are a spot kick away from taking the lead and inserting themselves into the driver's seat in Group A. Najat Badri, the 37-year-old midfielder. Oh, there's a video assistant referee check. Drama here at Ismaila. Sonia Tsengjoy-Chefe called by the team inside of the booth to review the images. Was it the fact that Doha Al Madani was grabbing on the jersey of Avelina? Could it be that moment that changes the referee from Botswana's mind? Or was the challenge outside of the box? Or was there even contact at all? Upon looking at the closer replay, it seems as if there was perhaps no contact at all between Al Madani and Avelina. Oh, there is a bit of contact on the right foot, based on my image, on the images that we're seeing there. Assisted by the 2 officials in the video assistant referee booth. The question is more about, is the contact enough for a penalty? And if anything, was it Avelina who touched the ball first? It's perhaps not as clear-cut as was first envisioned. As Avelina does make contact with the ball, and then in the follow-through makes a second contact with Doha Al Madani. Based on how long this is taking, it seems as if there is sufficient evidence for this call to be reversed. And she's seen enough. Sonia Tsengjoy-Chefe. Never mind. Very difficult to understand how that was interpreted. So thanks to that video assistant referee, she's also going to be handing a yellow card. Well, not sure I quite understand how video assistant referee was used in that situation. So the decision stands. There's just been a yellow card added to Avelina. Even though it did seem as if she did make contact with the ball, but in the follow-through, clearly did make contact with Doha Al Madani. But if anything, she did put herself in a mess. Avelina should not have made that clearance, scuffed that clearance. And now Najat Badri can make Kintosoto de Agosto pay. She does so. Najat Badri, captain fantastic, captain reliable. After a lengthy stoppage for video assistant referee, she kept her composure in front of Diane Ogun and picked her spot perfectly. Lovely celebration as well, Najat Badri. All the experience. And Diane Ogun, who ventured far off her line even before the shot was taken, sent the other way. Unstoppable shot from Najat Badri. And now we've crossed regulation time into stoppage. And with that video assistant referee check, there should be several minutes added. Barthélemy Brouade. Well, that goal completely changes the halftime team talks for both of these sides. For ASFAR, they can go in with a little bit less nervousness, as well as more of an idea on what functions. Dual Madani, she can be found in those pockets between the defenders or searched for while attacking that back line. She can be a true dangerous element. As for Kintosoto de Agosto, they are not rewarded for all their hard defensive work. That's how quick these high intensity elite matches, things can shift. It only takes one small error in concentration and all the work put in place for 42 minutes or so can be undone. Maven Kolo tried to switch up the play, but didn't have enough pepper behind that shot, by that pass. Rabat, plenty of power in that pass nonetheless. But on it was Constantia. Impeccable timing from Constantia. And that's catching practice for Khadija Ermici. Too simple for a goalkeeper of her caliber. One of the most decorated and successful football players in all of African women's football. There may be a little bit of added time beyond the 4 minutes, given the penalty was scored. Or not. In the end, Sonia Nyetseng, Joyce Chefe, the referee, blows her whistle for halftime. ASFAR go into the half with the lead, courtesy of a penalty picked up by Dual Madani and converted by Najat Badri, their captain. As for Kintosoto de Agosto, already eliminated going into this match, they defended valiantly, put on a lot of pressure to ASFAR, and going in to the halftime, provisionally, ASFAR are qualified in first place alongside Ousfasa Bamako, who are currently leading over FC Mazar in the match being played at the very same time in Cairo. Everything still to play for ASFAR, of course. If they can even further their lead, they would cushion their qualification and spot in first. As for ASFAR, as for Kintosoto de Agosto, they'll look to come out in the second half to try and equalize and bow out of this tournament with the honor of at least picking up a point.
كل يمين ماشي. انا اللي بعمل زياره كده الله ينجحها كل اللي هتعملوه. حبيبي يابا حبيبي.
So a match between 15 de Agosto, eliminated from the Women's Champions League, but looking to play to save their honor against ASFAR, who with a point would already be qualified. From set pieces, no surprises. ASFAR, that's where they got all of their goals in the Women's Champions League so far, were the first to look dangerous. Safa Banouk getting her start after being a super sub goal scorer on match day 2. Najat Badri again involved. Her cross bouncing into the path of Nuaila Benzina. Perhaps saw it very late, so unable to redirect her effort on target. 15 de Agosto were growing into the match as the clock ticked towards the 45th minute mark, but unable to convert from their few occasions. But they're really starting to bother the Moroccan champions. More dead ball situations, yet this ball looping out of bounds without any danger for Adana Ogun. It seemed as if 15 de Agosto were amply prepared to answer to everything being served by the Moroccan champions. The Equato Guineans putting every limb in front of the ball when possible. But an error in concentration would prove to be the decisive moment. Avelina making a true mess of her clearance. Doan Madani pouncing at the right time. Gliding into the box, brought down illicitly. Referee Sonia Tseng Joyce Chefe made her decision very quickly, blew her whistle. Was prompted to look over by VAR, but did not reverse her decision, and if anything, emphasized that she made the right one and booked Avelina up to take the penalty. Najat Badri, the captain and number 10, taking her responsibilities and giving her side the lead at the 45th minute. And that would be all in this first half between these two sides. Match A3 of the group stages off to a good start for ASFAR. It was a bit of a struggle, but they managed to get a goal past a valiant 15 de Agosto.
fila va. Vaya alguien, vaya nomás dentro.
And we are back for the final half of the group stages of the 2025 Women's Champions League. Match day 3. For those of you just joining us in the first half, ASFAR of Morocco were struggling against 15 de Agosto, who are playing with nothing to lose, having already lost their first 2 matches. Were automatically eliminated going into this game, but played valiantly, defended well, and ASFAR were struggling to break the deadlock. Eventually they did, thanks to a penalty provoked by Doha Al-Madani and converted expertly well by Najat Badri. Switch of the sides, and we're back here in Ismaila at the Suez Canal Stadium for the final 45 minutes of the tournament for 15 de Agosto, as they will bow out of this tournament. Will they have anything to show for it from a points point of view? That is yet to be seen. They'll have to threaten and score the first goal against this very impressive ASFAR defense, who seem physically and athletically the superior side. But they'll also want to further and enhance their lead. To comfort their qualification, while the other match being played in this group in October Gardens at the Right to Dream Stadium is between USFAS of Bamako, Mali, against FC Mazar of Cairo, the host nation being represented by FC Mazar, but they're staring at the elimination as we speak. They're down 1-0, but hope exists given that they are also up a player and will be playing with 11 against 10 for the second half. So here come 15 de Agosto. Ramona Mibui, long throw in. Helped towards the goal of Hadija Remichi, the Moroccan goalkeeper, ASFAR, but doesn't quite get there. Doha Madani could see what she was searching for. There was Yoron Nyami in a pocket of space, running into a wall of green, red, and black. Skill from Palmish Mauna helps air out the game. As much as ASFAR try to undo this defensive setup with one-touch passing, the very combative 15 de Agosto are resistant on almost all facets. It was just a lapse of concentration from Avelina that was so costly. The number 21 completely mishitting an almost standard long pass sent in by Nouaila Benzina. Oh, this is a good time pass. And brought down. Joran Gami. Getting the best of her defender, Ejang Mokui. But not picking up the foul. So the Ismaila Stadium, void of supporters for either side. But lovely playing conditions here. El Madani, who was instrumental in picking up the goal and getting the goal for her side. This time commits a foul on the defensive end. Well intercepted, but in the end, it's ASFAR who maintain possession. Kintosoto's block a little bit higher. We're seeing a tactical adjustment as well. It's Ana Maria Mbanchama in a more central role. It's Brenda Namze who's taken on that right side, and Constanzia, the captain, aggressive in her recovery. Just perhaps getting a little carried away. Fell over the ball in her attempt to cross it, and then in her efforts to win the ball back, brought down Aziza Rabat. It's an infringement that was spotted quickly by Sonia Tseng Chefe. Good control from Batamasa. That was an ambitious pass, especially with Aitel and Aj, but Aitel Aj so good on the ball. The player who did not take part in that 2022 CAF Women's Champions League triumph. Gained valuable experience during her playing days in Spain. Here's Badri. Oh, there's acres of space now on the left for Redouani. Redouani, low cross, but should have done better. Zineb Redouani really should. There were many better options. Perhaps at that far post. It's good defending by Ejang Mokui, but seems as if Redouani had a fair amount of a head start. Agosto, can they muster up an attack? Again, it's aggressive defending, which has been a little bit of the trend in this second half for Agosto, but you have to watch out. Don't want to enter the bookings. A little bit of frustration from Zineb Redouani. Receives a tap on the back for good measure from Brenda Namze. The referee Chefe didn't like what she saw there and called for the number 20 forward to come back. It's a clever pass from El Madani. Just relieves a little bit of the pressure. Complicated from Nouaila Benzina. Not afraid of the duel. Aziza Rabat collision. But stating their intentions as clear as day. Quince de Agosto. Shortly at the halftime, their manager Barthélemy Brouadet injected a bit more energy into his team. See the ladies of Akonibe to press and not fear any challenge. As we see again now, Benyami, who's so good with shielding the ball. Well, this time, miscontrols. Excellent 50 duel, which is won by Benzina. I'll showcase why she's one of the best on the continent, Noelia Benzina. Going shoulder to shoulder with Mariam Banchama. High tempo in this match. Lots of challenges. What it's missing in chances created, it's making up for it in engagement. We're seeing two teams dedicated to contact. Of course, that's Mohamed Amin Alioua looking at the screen of his assistant as the ball safely lands into the gloves of Dayan Ogun. Surely with an eye on the other match being played in Group A. With 10 minutes gone, Ousfaz Bamako are maintaining their advantage, which is symbolic of a qualification to the knockout stages and would be the elimination of the host nation side, FC Mazar. ASFAR, who had already beat FC Mazar in the UNAL qualifications, 3-1. When they faced off on match day 1, it was a very different affair, 0-0. They did pick up a penalty, similarly as they did today, which was missed by Anan Ait Elaj. From that moment on, their forward, Sanem Soudi, was highly active, but it's a clever touch from El Madani. Comes all the way back to Rabat. Searching long pass for Banouk, who's going to go to battle. Oh, that's great work from Banouk! And perhaps the palm of Ogun helped tip it a little bit further than Lamari needed to be in a position to score, but offside decision nonetheless. Was it Banouk who's in an offside position? Regardless, high-level attacking, high-level defending. Banouk, yes, her run was just a little bit offside. It's her left shoulder in an offside position. It's the right decision by the lineswoman. And then the cross, Dayan Ogun does get a palm to it. High-level football to kick off this second half of the final group stage match of Group A. Very thin margins to separate these two sides. Just a penalty so far, but ASFAR, physically the more prepared side, no denying that. But the bravery, the organization, the structure of Quince de Agosto, very hard to undo, and it's proving quite a challenge for the Moroccan champions, who are cruising as we speak to their 5th qualification in the Women's Champions League. That would be a record. They would also extend their win streak in the group stages. Well, their undefeated streak, excuse me, in the group stages. Because as I did mention, they drew on match day 1 to 8 games. Here's Banouk's cross. It seems as if Dayan Ogun may have collected a little bit of an injury in her attempt. If she would exit the pitch, it would be the 2nd time in this tournament so far. She already had to leave her teammates on match day 1. She gets a high five from Ramona Miboui. And the encouragements from Barthélemy Brouadet The side whose crest features a broom, a ball, and a book. It's work, education, and football. Agosto, named after the date of the ratification of the National Constitution of Equatorial Guinea, which was on 1982. It's a club based in the settlement of Akonibe. And they've improved so much since their founding in 2011, now finding themselves at the biggest stage of African continental football. And although they are currently sitting with 0 points in Group A, their performances have nothing to be ashamed of. Barthélemy Bourouad's players, from a structural point of view, have been high level. And each side that has gotten past them did struggle. It's not yet over even in this match. There's still time for them to pick something up. Unless ASFAR can continue to push on where it hurts. Redouani was found with a one-touch pass, but the door was completely shut by Mevankolo. Lamari looking to shift. She counts on Benzina to help the ball towards the right, and dispatched is Aidelaj. She'll continue on. And the player goes down already with the strap. It seems if it's Brenda Namze. Is it the hamstring? She seems to be in quite a bit of pain. The Gabonese forward, and that just adds to the struggles they've had to deal with. Kintosoto throughout this tournament, several injuries. On match day 2, they lost 3 players due to injury. Now it just seems as if it's going to be another one in Namze. The physicality of the CAF Women's Champions League is something to be aware with. That's why physical preparation is so important. Arriving, JKT Queens from Tanzania in song. They'll be taking on TP Mazembe at this very venue later on this evening. Calls for handball. Very long extending pass. Going to battle. It's a fierce battle between the two fullbacks, Redouani and Constantia. At the end, it's Constantia who gets the benefit of the refereeing decision. Both were going at it. No contact made with the ball, but it was Constantia who shielded better. So after an hour of play, just 1 goal, the difference from a penalty shot, from penalty kick, excuse me. Scored by Najat Badri. And it's the Moroccan champions and last year's finalists who are in the lead and would pick up the 3 points, which would put them in first place going into the knockout stages. Of course, the winner of Group A would play against the second place team of Group B. We'll have all the answers to who's playing who on Tuesday for the semifinals by this evening, by the end of this evening. Oh, but Banouk controlled it well, but then fell down in the process. It's a bit of a careless spreading pass. So 2 substitutions to be made. It's going to be Hilaria to come on for Brenda Namze. Short amount of time on the pitch for Brenda Namze, and coming off is also the captain. Right, Damasa is also coming off. For Christian Ebenye and Sombe. Receiving medical attention. Another player for Quinta de Agosto. Seems as if it's Jang Mukui limping back off to her feet as the camera pans on Brenda Namze. Seems to be in a significant amount of discomfort. And Jang Mukui now needed to be assisted off the pitch. That doesn't look good. Oh, it's disastrous for Quinta de Agosto. Will now also have to continue on with an inferiority, numerically speaking. Oh, it's a quick pass. Doan Madani trying to get onto her right foot. Doesn't happen. Berenwani passes into a wall of red. And it's Lamari who wins a free kick close to the edge of the box. Anissa Lamari showcased her experience. Pickpocketed, touched the ball just beyond the substitute Christiane Beignet-Sombe, who's collected the captain's armband. And now Lamari has put her side in a favorable position. No surprise how good ASFAR are from these dead ball situations. They're amongst the best in this tournament. They've already threatened from free kicks through Banouk, and could it be found again? No. Dan Ogun promptly recovers and lets out a scream of relief. Noida Benzina harassing Dan Ogun almost by stalling herself on the edge of her box, preventing her from the quick clearance. Oh, that's a good effort! What a goal! It's beautiful from Safa Banouk. Safa Banouk, what a strike! And Diane Ogun, cynical smile, perhaps realizes that she's at fault there. And Safa Banouk so Diane Ogun's clearance is going to fall right to Safa Banouk. No, never mind, it's her team. They scuff their play out from the back, and Banouk makes no mistake. Oh, it's a lovely effort, isn't it? The virtuosity of Safa Banouk. And Diane Ogun, nothing she could do that far off her line. And she is on red-hot form, Safa Banouk. Her second goal in consecutive matches. She didn't start the tournament in the starting 11, but now she's giving her manager Mohamed Amin Alioua a real headache. She's earned her spot on this pitch, and she's lifted her side from a 1-0 to a 2-0 lead. Clinical attacking from Safa Banouk. And aesthetically, beautiful as well. That was one sweet strike. So now for Quince de Agosto, it was already a bit of a mountain to climb to get the draw against ASFAR. And now on top of it, with fresh legs being introduced, the mission gets more and more complicated. Siambukami coming on for Noela Benzina. And Buftini also comes on. For La Marie, Adouane Madani helps it on. And they have to be careful. Quince de Agosto's ASFAR are not a side to joke with. They will look to add as much as they can, especially in terms of goal differential. If they are to be tied on points with FC Mazar, it'll come down to goal differential. And they are very aware of it. And Madani, who's been such a difference in this match, she too getting her first start of the tournament, has been a real agent of chaos amongst its defense of Quince de Agosto, through her movement, through her passing, through her attacking mind. Just seems to always have that eye to send in a final pass or dribble into the box. She's collected another free kick. It's going to be taken short. Will we see an effort from distance? She lets fly Ait El Haj, but it drifts far and wide. Quince de Agosto get away there. Losing out in her midfield battle was Ebenye Sombe. She's helped by her teammates. There has to be a good pass in. This is a good pass. Mban Chama, one of the CAF Players of the Year nominees. Shifting in defense, but look how many players came back for ASFAR. About 5 repositioned themselves to extinguish the fire, the potential fire that could have been set alight by Mban Chama. He must be happy with that. Manager Mohamed Aminalua, the attitude in his players, even up 2-0, remaining disciplined and keeping their shape. The Equatorial Guineans, so unfortunate that they're unable to match the physicality of ASFAR. When they attack, they have way less numbers and way less of a presence inside of the box, but this is a rare opportunity here where they've been gifted possession. They don't take it. ASFAR now transition quickly from defense to attack. It's a bit all over the place, but the Moroccans are working their way forward. They come up against the wall of Quince de Agosto. That's a great pass again. Mban Chama presenting herself against the goalkeeper. Mban Chama skies her effort. Got a little carried away, Mban Chama, because to her left was Mevan Kolo. Seemed to be forgotten. If anything, Mban Chama could have shifted the play to the left a little bit more. Good recovery again, though, from Boukami and Ait El Haj, the 2 Moroccan defenders. Did make the situation more difficult for Mban Chama. But since being repositioned in the center forward role, she's having more looks on Eremichi's goal. Great shift of the body and pass to Quince de Agosto, really growing into the match since conceding the second goal. Perhaps sometimes there's that psychology of conceding, which allows for a team to play with a little bit more freedom. Madani doing everything she can to prevent the quick free kick. Very competitive mindset from this young player with high-level experience nonetheless. When asked before the tournament who were her inspirations, she did say Cristiano Ronaldo, Lamine Yamal, and Neymar Jr. She does have the swagger, some of those players. Tempted the left-footed long ball for Yoron Nami. Constantia, who started the match wearing the captain's armband, now having to deal with this throw-in. Madani again searching for that final pass, but it's too much weight on the ball. Diane Ogun clears it right onto the header of Palmish Mauna. For ASFAR, this is a perfect result and also plays into history. Their last 3 final group stage matches have all ended in 2-0 victories. This would be the 4th. It's interesting how history has a tendency of repeating itself. Bukami. There's Ledouanier, excuse me. She's complaining about receiving a knock to the side of her head. Well, not complaining, but perhaps dealing with. Aitelaj. Brought down with combination of 2 challenges. So she'll receive some medical attention. Play will stop, which allows for the 22 players catch a breath, recuperate a little bit, and have a drink of water in these hot conditions in Ismaila. Weather 25 degrees, humidity levels haven't risen too much since opening kickoff. 43% now, started around 35. Stoppages also provide a little window for coaches to share insights with their players, tactical adjustments to be made. However, the intensity does drop a little bit in what has been already a very entertaining second half. It's been end-to-end stuff. 15 de Agosto conceded a goal on both halves. Safa Banouk, who scored the second. Curling and looping shot over the frame of Diane Ogun, who was off her line. Good awareness from Banouk in the goal scored. And they also had some chances, perhaps half chances created through Mban Chama. Coming back for an offside position, but off her line was Eremichi, who clatters into number 23, Hilaria. Well, Hilaria still on the grass and hasn't gone back up to her feet, it seems. Quinte de Agosto surely will be hoping for video assistant referee to review the play, but referee Chefe doesn't see any reason to call a foul. I mean, Eremichi was completely late, but it seems as if she pulled her leg back at the last moment, but clearly makes contact with Hilaria, off the ball as well. Neither player made contact with the ball. It was Redouani who recovered well. And it's Florent Goma who's going to be coming on. Freitelaj, the Congolese new signing, making his first appearance of the tournament. And then Fatima Damos for Najat Badri. So Freitelaj looking a little bit shell-shocked coming off. She put in a very important shift of work, showcased her versatility, not only in her defensive duties, which she accomplished. This defensive ASFAR, so difficult to thwart and pierce. They've conceded 0 goals throughout the entirety of this tournament so far. Agosto. I've also struggled to create chances. And here's the goal scorer, captain Najat Badri. Solid day at the office for the number 10. And in the other encounter, things have not changed since the halftime. It's still 1-0 for Ousfas of Bamako against FC Mazar. The Malian side currently holding the Egyptians and eliminating them through this result. They would finish in 2nd place, while ASFAR would stomp their ticket to the knockout stages as leaders of Group A. You could see what she was looking for there, Yoran Yami. Battling to win possession back, Yoran Yami successfully, but then imprecise with her pass. Forcing for Aziza Rabat, who's picked up the captain's armband to intervene. Rabat again called to task and expertly defended with her head. Kintosoto, the high press. They're not rewarded for their energy spent trying to win the ball back. Getting a little bit carried away, and the assistant referee, who was perfectly positioned, spotted the foul. This is a lovely header. But then Redouani put her teammate a little bit in a difficult position. I believe it was Siam Boukami who collected the foul, but she had to earn it. Attempting for the nutmeg, Zineb Redouani. Such an experienced player she is, Zineb Redouani. For just 25 years of age, she's won the Women's Champions League in 2022. Was a finalist in 2024 as well. She played in the final of the Africa Cup of Nations 2022. Kintosoto perhaps sneaking through, and that would have been a very clever finish from Mban Chama. Reacting quicker than the defenders to get a foot to the ball. That would have been a true poacher's finish. Would have just been a little clever lob. You can see exactly what she was attempting. And we've now crossed the 80th minute mark into the 82nd. We're 8 minutes of regulation time to be played. There's been quite a few stoppages with substitutions and injuries, so surely about 10 to 12 minutes left to be played altogether. Boukami sends it far and away. Blocking the service was Florent Goma. Goma again participating in the offensive build-up. High interception from Boukami, but there was a foul on the clearance, so possession will return to Quinta de Agosto. I believe it's perhaps too late to dream about mounting a comeback, but if Quinta de Agosto could at least score a goal, there'll be calls for celebrations. The only goal scored against ASFAR, a heavyweight, crunching tackle from Palmish Mauna. It's a ball that causes a little bit of confusion amongst the back line of the Moroccan champions. Bouftini holding up play. Sofia Bouftini working against Ramona Miboui, getting the free kick. The former RS Berkane player, who also spent last season at Wydad Casablanca. Had a successful season and look to replicate those statistics. Oh, she gets through one opponent. A little bit of an unconventional clearance from Palmish Mauna, but nonetheless, it's in the end, it's ASFAR who have recovered possession. And it seems as if they've now shifted their mindset into managing their lead instead of overcommitting numbers forward, risking conceding. It's very safe and calculated attacking play. The long ball into the path of Banouk. At this point, it's just important to not pick up any yellow cards, which would risk suspensions. Perhaps also why the manager Mohamed Amin Alioua took off Benzina, Badri, Elhadj, as well as Lamari. All the players that were taken off were at risk of suspension, so brilliant management from Mohamed Amin Alioua. And another change, the final one to be made of the tournament for Quinta de Agosto. It's Mevan Kolo, comes off number 17. Obam of Gabon. Obam, who scored one goal in the Union FAC qualifications. ASFAR it's calculated attacking, not committing too many numbers forward. Down on the ground is Aveline, I believe. Clutching her ankle, but she'll get back to her feet quickly. This is the goal scored earlier, the second, when Diana Ogun made the decision, instead of clearing it, dispatched her defensive line to play from the back. Banouk was on it like a fox in the box, but outside of the box. And made the team punish. Made the team pay for their mistakes. She'd love to get a second. ASFAR have a few players to search for in the box, but all encircled by Quinta de Agosto. It's a good ball in. Redouani attempting to mimic the Benjamin Pavard volley in the 2018 World Cup. Dainogun can find Avelina. Doesn't take any, takes a lot less risks this time. It's a reckless challenge from Kintosoto, a Cameroonian center midfielder. Bringing down Yoron Yami. How many fouls did she earn for her side? She's been pressers and winning free kicks, and that's where they've been dangerous most of the match as well. ASFAR. Kintosoto for that challenge will go into the booking. Second yellow card of the match for Agosto. Yeah, there's, even upon looking at the replays, you can see it's also in the follow through, perhaps stepped on Yoron Yami. So she would miss the next match if they were still in this competition, but no risks of that. And so another substitution. It's going to be Wafa Bentari to come on. Wafa Bentari, 18 years of age, entering the pitch for Yoron Yami. And that'll be the 5th substitution. Oh, it's sent in directly. Let fly by Amadani. So it's a bit of a stop-start end to this match. For large parts of the second half, it was quite tantalizing, quite exciting. But ASFAR have taken control and sort of sucked out the life this game, not allowing for Kintosoto to express themselves offensively. A lot of credit has to be given to Mohamed Amin Alioua. His substitutes have provided so much freshness in terms of work rate as well. Florent Goma completely shut down that right side. Siambou Kami has been a solid addition to this back line. There she is on the ball now. Good win from Aziza Rabat. Quite dominant in the aerial game. Naive attacking from Fatima Damos. Camille. It's an impregnable defense, ASFAR. And they are now heading for their 4th straight 2-0 away victory. Unless they could add to the addition. Oh, the clearance isn't completely dealt with. Interesting pass. And then it's a high foot. Hectic end. So it's confirmed 5 minutes of stoppage time. Minimum to be added on. Kintosoto about to bow out of this tournament. Oh, the pass seems as if it was perfectly timed. Doal Madani. Stopped by Dainogun only temporarily. The clearance didn't get away. Bentari. Fatima Damos struggled a little bit since being introduced onto the pitch. It seems as if Redouani is in a significant amount of discomfort. The number 2 for ASFAR. Well, that's exactly what you don't want to see when you're entering the knockout stages, which will be played in 3 days. Hopefully nothing the magic spray can't fix. And Zineb Redouani can carry on and finish this match and also feature in the team for their upcoming semi-final. Because as the clock is now less than 2 minutes away from the 5th minute of stoppage time, ASFAR are surely home and dry. 15 de Agosto will exit out from this competition without any points, but with some positive performances, well, positive things to look into their performances and build upon. It's the captain, Christiane Beignet-Sombe. Could they grab a goal for consolation? Score against last year's finalists. That would be quite prestigious for newcomers. Sent it, cross sent in. With her eyes on it was Eremici. Got just enough to send the ball far from the box. Chested down from Ilaria. A little bit of a lack of movement from 15 de Agosto. It's static. It's a bit what's been missing. A little bit of movement to destabilize ASFAR, who are constantly in movement. But this time, they've earned another dead ball situation. It's Safa Banouk, the culprit here. It's not often time that you see attackers specialized in defending, and Safa Banouk is no exception. Sloppy defending. So as this free kick is about to be taken, we've now passed the 5th minute of stoppage time required. And it's Christiane Beignet-Sombe, perhaps with the last kick of the match. Can she find a teammate? It's without any danger, and Khadija Eremici collects. And that's all from here, the Suez Canal Stadium in Ismaila. 15 de Agosto bow out of the tournament. The newcomers falling to the experienced ASFAR, who have booked their ticket to the next stage and will be featuring in the knockout stages on Tuesday. A victory confirmed thanks to goals scored by Najat Badri and Safa Banouk, capitalizing on errors of concentration from 15 de Agosto, who put up a valiant effort, but ASFAR remained focused and determined throughout most of this match and really did deserve their victory. An important 3 points, which seals their qualification, awaiting for the final result between FC Mazar and USFAS Bamako. And as things stand, there's confirmations that FC Mazar have grabbed the equalizer in added time. So they'll be joining ASFAR to the next stage. As for 15 de Agosto, their first experience in the Women's Champions League ends with 0 points. But their performance today, and even on the previous match days, were encouraging. The Woman of the Match award goes to Najat Badri, designated set piece taker, and the cool and composed penalty score. Much deserved, no contesting her individual reward. So ASFAR are officially semi-finalists of the 2025 Women's Champions League.